Hey everybody, hi. It's Rebecca. What's up YouTube? What's up everybody? How are you doing? We're just kind of waking up again, having my morning tea. And we're gonna get to Promise 11 in a bit, but for now I kind of want to talk about some things that have just been kind of on my mind a little bit. You know, it's like there's been some stuff like going on. And like it's not like real world stuff. I mean, it is real world stuff, but it's like not like in my personal life. It's more like just stuff that's going on in the world and in the scene, and like I don't know, it's just I've been really breaking through a lot of my barriers, and my therapist, like when talking about this subject that I'm about to talk about a little bit more, but when talking to my therapist last Friday, on Friday, I talked to her. She's like, you know, if I really want to achieve these things that I am aiming for, that I've talked about on stream before, that I've been pursuing for quite some time and trying to build a career. I have like a whole 5-year plan and all that. It's kind of hazy the further down along the line. I'm really just paying attention to just getting through this year. And there's going to be some timing that really has to be figured out as far as like activity that I can do and can't do stuff, because I'm going to be recovering from surgeries for certain periods of time. I don't know exactly how long those periods of time of inactivity will have to be, but I'll know when I actually get there. But like I need to actually like kind of at least have like a overall sketch of like what I'm going to do this year. And so a lot of it is like basically if I want to achieve these things that I'm like trying to achieve, it's gonna have to require a certain level of vulnerability, meaning I have to put myself into situations where I'm gonna feel vulnerable, and it's just by its very nature, anything worth doing is gonna feel vulnerable. Like first time you taste food you've never tasted before, or anything like that, like. But it has to happen, and especially it doesn't mean it's a bad thing if it feels scary. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing, especially if it's something that I know that I think I have a really good shot at succeeding in, and I actually enjoy doing. And I think would fulfill a lot of my actual deep innermost needs are like actually... Let me turn the music off. Like having my innermost needs of like being able to live my life and express my, I do have sexuality that I have, and it involves a lot of filming and people watching, and that makes me happy, and I like to do that, but I don't know how to make that happen except for the stuff that I am capable of with like on the internet. But that's just me here alone in my room, not going out into the world. I don't want that. I mean, obviously, even if I could make that as like a full-time income, which is not impossible, but like I actually want to go out there and exist in the world with other people and work with other professionals and also get a lot of sex. It's professional, but it's just like, I mean, it's still vaguely similar to the actual thing. It's not about that. It's more like I have actual needs that I don't seem to be able to meet, as far as like, I have different needs when it comes to like, companionship and like, human contact kind of thing. That's different. That's kind of a more slower burn kind of thing I'm working on. But as far as like just raw sexual energy, like, I don't know, like I need to be able to do all this. And so I reached out to a friend, and, that person is, knows a few people, I guess. And sometimes it's like someone introduces you to the scene, or someone introduces you to someone, etc. And it's like, I think I need someone to actually just kind of do the handshakes for me. And then I can go in there and just do the work, which is going to be scary enough as it is, let alone doing all the business side of it. But I'll figure it out eventually, but I think I need a little bit of a helping hand to begin with. It feels so daunting. Like, imagine, like, getting myself to go audition for like something. Like I have to go to like San Francisco or LA most likely. And like it's kind of like, I mean, it's a whole travel thing associated, so that's like either I have to drive or I have to take a train, or I have to take a bus, or I have to take a plane. And it's like those are like all these things are like additional things that are like really difficult for me to do. But I have to do them if I want to do that. But in order to like it's okay once I have like an actual like plan from like, okay, well, you know, I know what I'm doing. I'm not just going to LA, right? Like I need to like say like, okay, I'm going to LA because when I get there, I'm meeting this person at like, you know, at this time, and then we're gonna have like a coffee and have a discussion about it, or maybe like at this time I go here, and then I kind of like just take a break for a while, and then maybe like just make sure everything's like uh clean and all that. Um like, you know, like and and then like, you know, go to a studio and do some filming or something. I don't know how it works. I've never done it, so it's like it's going to require a lot of vulnerability, and it might be dangerous even. And that's what I'm scared of. It's like I don't want to be in danger. I just want to work. And it's like it's like, how do you find this work? Like, how do you find it? And it's like I've been asking, I've been screaming at the top of my lungs from the rooftops, please let me be a sex worker. Please, I want to do porn. Like, please. And it's like, oh, sorry, like, you know, you're on your own. Sorry, we don't know how to do that. You know, it's literally on every single fucking website on the fucking planet. Everybody fucking has seen porn. Like fucking like it's just every fucking where in our society. And yet if you actually want to get into it, it's like, oh, sorry, we have no idea how to get into that. Sorry. Like it's like, it feels like there's this big like gatekeeping going on. And it's like, I just want to do sex work. I just want to do porn. Like, I don't know why it's so it's so frustrating. I don't know why it's so difficult to get from the universe what I want from it. It's like, I just want to work. Why is it so hard? Like, I just want to pay taxes. Like, like what the fuck? I don't understand why it has to be so hard. Why anything has to be so hard. Like, just wanting to get a job has to go through this whole giant fucking dog and pony show just to get a job. You have to do this like, oh, you know, we have to do this interview process where we make you feel like you're gonna fucking die, and then you go through the interview, and then they're like, oh, sorry, but we're not hiring at this time. Or like if they're like, oh, we'll get back to you, and they never do, and it's like, oh, well, you're supposed to call them. Well, then how come they didn't tell me that when I was in the interview? How come they told me to go home and saying, oh, you know, we'll get back to you? If they said we'll get back to you, how come we'll get back to you does not mean we'll get back to you? Say what you fucking mean. Say, oh, sorry, you're a terrible candidate for this job and we don't want to hire you, and I don't think anyone's going to ever hire you. That's what they really want to say. And I finally found something that I'm actually making money at and I'm actually good at, and I feel appreciated, and people are actually like, hey, like, Rebecca, like, you're beautiful and you're amazing and you're intelligent and like, and all that kind of stuff. And it's taken 3 years of therapy, but I'm finally starting to accept the compliments and actually believe them and not think that they're just making it up just to like rile me up. Because when I was a kid, people would give me compliments and they would be fake because they wanted to get my hopes up, and then they wanted to make fun of me later. Because that's what they did. They would like say like, oh yeah, you're so awesome, and then like later they would come to me and be like, oh, we were just pretending. We made all that up. Like, we wanted to laugh at you. We wanted to see how you'd react. You're such a dumbass. And then like laugh at me, and then I feel miserable. I feel angry. I feel embarrassed. And so like as an adult, it's really hard to like trust when somebody compliments me. Somebody says, oh, you're beautiful. I'm like, oh, they're just saying that because they don't want me to like be upset or whatever. I'm like, I'm fucking ugly. I see myself every day, and like my face is not what it needs to be. Obviously, that's because it's a gender dysphoria thing. So that's different, which is I'm dealing with that and I'm getting facial surgery. But like, I don't know. At what point do I get my turn? Like, at what point is it Rebecca's turn to actually, like, work and succeed? Right? Like, when is it my turn? And I don't know because I just feel so scared. Like, I feel so frightened that, like, the world is not set up for people like me. You know, like, I don't know how to do that secret handshake that the world wants me to do. They want me to, like, read between the lines. They want me, and it's like I'm autistic. It's like an extreme, like extremely lacking, like, skill set I have. So what am I supposed to do? And so I find, like, oh, I see people making money on the internet. And for the longest time I danced around the subject. For the longest time I didn't want to do sex work. I was scared. I was like, this is degrading, like, whatever. And then I started doing it and I felt so empowered and I felt beautiful. And I felt appreciated and I was actually getting money from people. And I continue to show up the best I can, even if it's only like less than an hour. I'm only human, okay? Like, I'm trying my hardest to build up stamina and to, like, do better at doing live shows. But it takes a long time, and I don't know. Like, that's why I said it's a 5-year plan. Do you understand? Like, it's not like make money immediately. It's not like you start working and you make a full-time income. Like I barely even make a minimum income. I kind of do. I make like a minimum wage income on it. So that's better than nothing, which is actually like a big deal. I know I'm saying it as if like it's like, oh, that's just like whatever. It actually is a big deal cuz before I wasn't making any money. I didn't have any viewers really. And then I started on camming and like I have like suddenly there's like even just when I just started there was like 20 people there, like 50 people there, 100 people there now on average. And it's like, well, it's like I see more people there. There's a reason. And why am I not looking at the reality that clearly people want me? Like, people clearly are attracted to me, but I can't accept it because I don't feel like I deserve it. I don't feel like it's real. I come up with like millions of reasons in my head, like why, like I'm like either they're lying or I'm misinterpreting what they said. Mostly that, because that seems more reasonable, because I have no reason to believe they're lying. But I do have reason to believe that, like, oh, I'm going to downplay it in my head. I'm going to have this narrative that says like, oh, well, they said that, but that's only because dot, dot, dot. And I'll diminish the compliment. I know it's a really hard thing for Americans to do in general. It's not just me, but it's just, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know what I'm missing. Like, I've been asking my therapist, I've been asking my case manager, I've been asking my doctors, I've been asking my friends, I've been asking other family members. I've been asking, like, like more like newer friends, and then also like some like acquaintances. I got asked strangers on the internet. Like, I don't know how to get myself from being a broke ass fucking basically like borderline homeless person to actually having like a successful life, and I'm in charge of things, and I like don't have to worry about like if I'm gonna like lose my place, or like if like I'm going to like just ever be able to leave like the bare minimum of life, like just like, oh, you got a place to eat, sleep, and poop, like that, like, that's like a prison cell. And I know that I'm, maybe it's like, I shouldn't be so selfish, because so many people would give anything to be where I am right now with the situation. And it's like, I try to also remember that, and I try to appreciate what I have. I try to take inventory of what I'm thankful for and what is like been given to me gracefully. graciously by people, from their hearts. And I try to like really look at that. And sometimes it makes me feel miserable, but then I also feel like if I feel miserable, then I'm being selfish, because I should be feeling like the love that they're sending me. They want to help me. They want to support me. They want, like these people love me. I should feel that part. I shouldn't be feeling the negative part. Like, oh, they're going through all these trouble. All these people are wasting all their time and money on me. I'm a lost cause. Like, I just see that narrative that I have is like, I keep feeling that I don't deserve people's praise or their love or their money. And it's because I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I don't deserve that. Why would anyone pay money for this? That's the thought I have in my head. I don't deserve to like charge people money. I should give this out for free, and I do, and a lot of the time. But like, it's just so hard for me to accept that people would want to spend money on me, or even any time on me, or even talk to me. I haven't. It boggles my mind. Like, how many people in this world have like just been like absolutely like just nothing but love toward me. And I feel like they're like it's not real. Like they're just like pretending to make me feel better. I have like no idea like how to maintain like a proper like image. Like, oh, if I ruin my image, it ruins my career. Like that kind of stuff. Like how do I properly like make sure that I don't fuck everything up that I've worked hard for, right? Like, cause it's happened so many times. I'll have a good thing going. Like I had a job going where I was actually the highest paid person there. It was for a nonprofit and they didn't give me a living wage, but that's different story. Um, I don't know how to say like, I don't know how to just accept things like from like an authority figure. Unless they're literally going to threaten my life, and then I feel nothing but fear, and then I go back into PTSD mode and panic mode. Because then when people come to me and they say, if you don't do this, you're fired. You have to do it within 10 seconds or you're fired. What if I need to wait 30 seconds? Then I'm fired and I lose the job and I'm back to where I started. And that's kind of where it ended up being with like, that's why I'm on SSIs, because I can't do that again and again and again and again and again and again and again. But that's like just a necessary part of life, is you just need to be able to do job interviews. And no matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to do it right. And it's gotten to the point where I'm just get deathly afraid even thinking about going to a job interview. And then 3 years ago, I found like Twitch, and I was like, look, people are gifting like 50 subs to these people for just playing chess. Like, people are gifting subs, people are subbing, they're sending bits, they're doing donos. I could do that. And I knew how impossible it is. Like, I know how impossible it is to break into like streaming, especially. But like streaming YouTube, I didn't know the extreme depth of it, but I knew that it was like a fucking shot in the dark. Like, I was just like, whatever, I don't know what the fuck to do, except I'm in my room on my computer all day, not talking to anybody on the fucking planet, Nobody will talk to me. My friends don't talk to me because, like, you know, it's not because they won't talk to me. It's because I'm unwilling to put myself into situations where I'm gonna have to talk to people. You understand? It's not that I don't want to. It's that when I do, I panic, and it hurts. And then I have the same feeling. It's less when it's with friends and family, like people I know really well, or especially if I've known them for many years. But if someone says, "Hey, like Rebecca, like you start on Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning," I'll make it there, but I'll be shaking. I'll make it there. Okay, that's understandable. Maybe like a few months go by, I make every single shift. I'm actually doing great. I'm actually one of the like top employees. Like, hey Rebecca, like you're always on time. You're always doing great. Like you're amazing. And then it's like, okay, well, and as time has gone on, it's getting harder and harder, which is why I applied for SSI in the first place and got it and won my case thanks to my amazing team. I don't think I would have been able to do it on my own because I'd fucking just freak out and start screaming. Maybe even the police would show up during the fucking courtroom. Like, I mean, that's what I'm afraid of is like if somebody says something that doesn't sit well with me, it makes me so upset that I start screaming sometimes. Like, it's understandable if someone says, like, you know, hey, like, we're going to like take all your stuff and we're going to take your car and we're going to take your house. Like, I mean, that's understandable to get upset about, right? But that's going to happen if you don't have a job. Is you don't have money to pay for things. And if you lose your job because someone's hanging a fucking like a carrot on a stick in front of you, and the problem is they're also hanging a fucking guillotine over your head. And if anytime you fuck up in a way that they don't like, you're just going to lose everything. And it happens again and again and again. And it gets harder each time. And I'm like, fuck it. Like, I'm on the computer all day. I'm a terminally online person. Why can't I have a fucking career? I know I've been on the internet longer than all these motherfuckers. Trainwreck, I've been on the internet longer than he has. I've been on the internet since like, I mean, I'm for my age. I mean, like compared to my age, I'm 35. I've been on the internet since I was like 12. Okay, I've been around the block. I should be like the #1 fucking like icon of these Twitch streamers. Like, I'm the one that started it all. Like, not really, but like, you know what I mean? Like I'm from the originals. Like, I'm the original fucking like going on the internet, like starting drama, not purposely, but like just by being me, writing like paragraphs in like Discords or like in IRC chats back then, and like going on internet forums and trying to make human contact, and always just being shoved aside and like told that I'm being like, oh, you know, like you're stupid or you're wrong, or like, and obviously that's how the internet is, but I took it personally when I was 12. But now that I'm like 35, like it's different. Like I'm like, fuck, you know, it's just like fucking internet. But there's other things that are more important to me. Things like being able to actually have a job. And I finally find a job I'm good at, but it's so fucking impossible to break into. I have no idea except to just like ask random people how I can get started making porn. Besides just doing like, you know, camming and like OnlyFans. Like, I don't want to just be solo. I want to do collabs. And they say, oh, if you want to grow an OnlyFans, you have to market yourself on social media and you have to do collabs. Okay, but where do I find people to do collabs with? Is there an agency? Like, do I go somewhere and like sign up? Do I have to audition? Like, what do I do? How do I do collabs for OnlyFans? Is there like do I have to like, do I have to like, you know, are there even any like options for trans women? Like, Like, I just don't know how to make all these things like happen in my reality. It seems to happen for other people's reality. It doesn't seem to happen for mine. I'm like, I just want to work. Please. Put me to work. Anyway, bit of more of a rant, more of an emotional video. Really sorry about that. But if you like to keep updated with what's going on with me and what my thoughts are on a situation, leave a comment below what your thoughts are. I don't need any like lecturing, but of course people are going to do that, obviously. But I've heard it all. I just need help. Like, I need someone to help me find work. I need to do porn. I want to do acting. I want to do modeling. I want to do podcasts. I want to do the whole fucking shebang. I want to be a fucking like I want to be a part of the fucking entertainment industry. I want to be a part of like what people experience in their fucking world, and I want to do my part to actually like kind of try to make the world a better place. And for some reason, someone like me can never seem to get a fucking break. Can never seem to get noticed ever. Can never seem to get any traction anywhere on any social media. And yet all these people who are fucking doing rapists and these fucking like these fucking like pyramid schemes, these fucking Andrew Tates, these fucking Richard Campbells, like these fucking people with their fucking schemes and their fucking like their crypto schemes and shit, and then all this fucking like bullshit that happens behind the scenes, and all these like top like 10K plus streamers. Like you find out about all this shit, and then everybody's fucking worshiping them, and then you get someone like me who's putting her whole entire fucking soul into just trying to get fucking noticed by the entire universe since she was like fucking 3 years old, and I can't fucking get a fucking single bone. Like, what chance do I even have except for just praying every day that my life can get better? That I'm gonna do the best I fucking can within whatever like limitations I have to try to move a little bit, like just get like 1 little millimeter forward, like 1 millimeter. Please, like I just need to like get a little closer to being independent, to being actually like a professional person, to actually being like a successful person, not just someone who like spends her whole entire life going around acting like she's successful and not actually having it, which is what a lot of people in my hometown do. They just walk around like there's some kind of big shot. And then if you only knew behind the scenes. I just, it's so fucked up. I'm just kind of like still in a shitty mood from yesterday. Like last night I was crying a lot. There's just a lot of stuff about reality. It's just not really sitting well with me. There's a lot of stuff about my reality that I want to change. And it doesn't seem to really be working out the way I need it to be. And it's like I just want to have the tools. I want to be smart. I want to be intelligent. I want to be strong. I want to be somebody who knows what she's doing. But every time I go out, I get scared, and I just feel like I'm just like poking out in the dark, just guessing what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Oh god. What have I done? Knocked it over. Where's my phone? Okay. I mean, it's really hard to explain sometimes because it's like some days I feel like super confident about myself, super amazing. I feel super beautiful. And then other days I feel like I'm just never going to ever succeed or be even accepted as a member of the human race. So it's like, I just want changes to happen in my life. And I've been fighting so hard to make the changes. Like everybody says, they say, oh, if you have to fight to make the changes happen for your life, you have to make it happen. And I'm like, I'm pushing. Can somebody please fix it? Because I'm not doing it right, apparently. I need someone to fix it. I need someone to teach me how to do it. Like, I am great at following cues and doing directions. I have been a musician my entire life, but I need a coach. I need someone to tell me what to do. Because whenever I'm on my own, I fuck it up. I ruin relationships. I end Discord calls. I ruin, like, agreements. People, like, back out of agreements because they're like, oh, I don't want to work with you now. And I'm like, I was looking forward. I was getting my hopes up. I was like, this person wanted to do collabs. And then, like, suddenly it's like, oh, you know, like, like, they don't tell me. So I'm, like, left to just, like, kind of just let it hang in the air and just not even think about it. Just be like, okay, well, I'm just going to take them at their word. I can't be, like, accusing, like, you know, paranoid. I can't be, like, accusing people of, like, conspiring against me. That's counterproductive. But I'm just going to take people's word for it. But if people know how to manipulate people, then they can manipulate me, which is bad. I mean, I'm not naive. Like, don't let certain things lead you to believe that. Like, I've been around the world. I've done things. Okay? Like, part of it's survival, especially during homelessness. But it's just, not what people think it is. It's not, it's also like, shouldn't be used as some kind of like fear. I don't know, it's like, I don't know, I just wish things could be different. You know, like I work so hard to change it, to make them different, and it doesn't seem to ever have an effect. Like it just seems to be like, get my hopes up, get my hopes up. My heart starts racing when it feels like something might happen. Something might happen. And then suddenly, bloop, sorry, yet another day of you being an absolute nobody. All these fucking rapists and scammers and fucking shitty ass people making millions of dollars on their fucking viewers, acting like they're poor. Oh guys, we can't really do this. We need to make our next goal, our sub goal. Fucking giving millionaires fucking money. And I understand if you want to do like text to speech so that you can be on the stream, like that's like, you know, obviously that's up to you. It's kind of a waste of money, but I mean, you do you. If you want to like kind of be a part of that and that gives you some kind of entertainment, or if you want to sub because you want to be a part of the Discord or you want emotes or whatever other kind of whatever, understand that. But people actually like gifting like gifting like hundreds or thousands of dollars to like a millionaire. Like, why don't they do that to people like me who actually need those hundreds, like those thousands of dollars, so that I can get out of the fucking trailer park? Why don't you lift me up, please, so that I can actually like live my life and not be afraid every second of my life, and unable to even entertain people because I can't even get myself out of this shitty mood enough to actually be entertaining? To actually like work on something that's going to entertain people or make people laugh or do like, I can't be a streamer. I can't be a YouTuber because I like constantly worried that like my whole life is just going to end. Like it's going to be destroyed by some bullshit of poverty. That like everything I have right now is perfectly aligned for me to be able to work, and I feel like every single minute there's this fear of missing out if I'm not working. And it's like, but then again, I only have so much physical capacity to work. I can't drive myself to the ground, then I won't be able to work later. You see, like if I have to actually maintain a consistent ability to show up and do the work, if I push it too hard, it's gonna like hurt me. Like I like psychologically, like from having to do an activity when I want to do something else. Obviously I can put up with it if it's for money or whatever, for work, but at a certain point I have to go do something else. I'm like, it's not even about money. It's like not, it's like I have to go home from work because I need to go lie down, and then I need to go do something else. Like I need to go for a walk, or I need to go visit a friend, or I need to go play a video game, or I need to do something that's not the activity that I'm doing, even if it's something I enjoy. So even something like Final Fantasy 11, at some point I'm like rage quit. I'm like, I'm just gonna log out. Sorry. Like I'll give people a warning. Obviously, it's such a long-term game that if I'm with somebody and someone's counting on me, I'm gonna be like, hey, like something came up. Like I need to log out. And then like, maybe like, after this next chain or this next pull, or like how close are you to the next level, like whatever. And then, maybe you get that, maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes, maybe it's like right now, like maybe you just log out. You don't even care. You're just like, I'm sorry, I would normally like warn you guys, but something came up. And also like recognizing that something that comes up doesn't have to be this like insane, like who gets to judge on what an emergency actually is? And I do. So if something is such an emergency that I have to like log out of the game or end my stream or whatever, or go home from work or, whatever, Like it's valid to me because I have like a very specific set of debilitating mental illnesses that if things go badly for too long, like I just want things to go well. I just want to be living in success. I want to have my work actually have meaning, to actually like pay off and not just be yet another fruitless campaign of trying to get Twitter followers. Like, when is it my turn to get followers? And I do have followers and I care about them so much. They're not always here, so I don't always get to talk to them. And I feel much better when they're here. Because it's like these people like out of everyone in the universe, they found me and they support me. And I don't know how to thank these people enough for being here all these fucking years. I don't even know who you are. But you've been here. I mean, you know, I'm getting the medical things that I need. I'm getting the surgeries that I need. Like, it's happening. Very soon. And for once in my life, very soon actually means very soon. And that's what it's been like for the very first time in my life. Like for the very first time in my life, I feel like very soon is not like a carrot on a stick with my medical transition stuff. Because things have actually been happening like boom, boom, boom since I started actually begging my doctors for HRT and surgery path. Like, things have been happening, and that was a shock to me. Do you understand? Like, having doctors actually help me is a shock to me. Because my whole entire life until then, I felt like doctors were like my enemies. They were like yet another person who is trying to force me into an uncomfortable situation. And nobody listening to the actual damage that people around me and my environment have caused. And that I just need a little bit of help. But it's help that nobody's ever been able to give, it seems. I just need someone to fucking just be my manager. Like, I need someone to actually do the phone calls and the emails and all that, and then just say, like, hey, Rebecca, like, you know, you have a gig today. Like, you know, show up in San Francisco at this location, and then you're gonna do some filming, and you know, and then we'll send you the money after the filming or whatever. Like, whatever, like stuff like that. Like, I need stuff like that. And I don't know how to find that. I don't know how to make that happen. And so I'm scared because I have to either do it myself or try to basically hope that someone helps me. And so when I do it myself, I could be spending the rest of my life doing it wrong, and I would have no idea. And I need some outside source to tell me that I'm doing things correctly or not. That's how I got better at music. That's how I got better at everything I've done. That's how anybody gets better at anything, is you need coaching. And I don't know how to do this without a coach. Because, like, my whole life, I've always had, like, a teacher of some sort tell me how to do it. Like, hey, Rebecca, like, work with me one-on-one. Like, it's always been like, oh, yeah, you know, you're holding the clarinet too tight. Like, try to relax your grip. Or, oh, you're tightening your jaw too much. Or, like, oh, you need to make sure to keep the finger, like, don't keep the keep the fingers kind of close. Like, don't, like, I have this habit of, like, making my fingers fly all over the place. A lot of woodwind players do. Because normally, like, go like this instead of, like, because like, you barely need any movement to play a saxophone specifically. Like, saxophone, you could keep your fingers on the keys. You barely need to. You can play so fast on the saxophone. All you have to do is just basically wiggle your fingers. It's so light and it's so pleasant to do once you actually get it, but you have to get used to it. You have to actually train it because your first instinct is going to be to fly all over the place. But I need someone to actually coach me to do that. And like, so I had like a coach in college. But like, how do I get coached in like doing like online sex work that's not really available? At least it doesn't seem like it. I don't know how to find it. I don't know how to find a manager or an agent or something like that. I just need someone to text me or call me or email me and tell me what to do. Like, tell me, like, get the work for me and just tell me what I need to do for the work. Like, oh, you're going to do an anal scene and an oral scene today or whatever. And, you need to be here at this time. And here's what you need to do before you get there. Like, if I need to supply my own wardrobe or not, like, whatever. Like, I need to know that kind of stuff. And I just need to show up and do the work. Once I get that arrangement, everything's fine and I could do it forever and I'm going to do great. But if I don't have that opportunity, it's not going to happen and I don't know how to make it happen, and that's one of my biggest weaknesses as an autistic person. I don't know if it's too much caffeine or not enough caffeine. Like, really unsure what's going on. Like, whether it's like too much or not enough. I don't know. Either way, this year is going to try to do what I can to build my career this year. But I have to understand that like there is only going to be limited windows. Times after there's going to be short time between when I feel good enough to make content after my facial surgery. Might even be like several months where I have time to work. And then bottom surgery, I'm going to be out of work for quite some time, indefinitely, really. At least for genital related areas. So that means no anal, no vaginal, no clit play for 2 months. And then 3 months I can start dilating. I mean, I'm dilating from the beginning, but I'm in 3 months I can start going from dilating to actually like, penetrative sex and stuff like that, and like dildos and stuff. But it's going to be gradual and it's going to be on my own time, and I don't know when I'm going to be ready to come back to adult work for that. But I can still do oral, I can still do breasts. I still have a mouth, I still have a face, I still have the rest of my body. And I have my voice. So there's like a lot of work I can do. But there will be a time immediately after recovery, especially, where I'm gonna not feel up to doing anything on camera at all, even streaming here, like even doing my video games, even. I'm just gonna like maybe have like a book or a journal. I might just journal the whole time. Might not even read anything. I might not even use my phone. When like the first, especially like the first couple of days when I'm back from the hospital. Oh, especially at the hospital. I'm not going to look at my phone except in maybe, oh no, I'm going to do some updates at the hospital. Like maybe do a live stream like, hey guys, I made it. Like all that kind of stuff. You know, the inspirational kind of stuff, whatever. No, it'll be amazing, but I don't know if I'm going to be up for it. And I also kind of don't want to ruin the moment by making it into content. And that's also another lifelong kind of thing I have to struggle with. Is at what point do I need to understand, because if I do something that's content, it means I'm going to miss out on the interaction that I have with those people, a genuine interaction with people that's not about content. But sometimes that's actually not such a big deal. Like people are like, yeah, whatever, we're bored. Like we don't care. Like, let's just make content. But like, there's always a question of like, if I go use this event as content, it means I can't participate in a more meaningful way other than content. But sometimes content's really good, like especially if it's a really important event, then it's journalism. So it's like if you become a journalist, you have to accept that you're not going to be able to experience the event that you're capturing. It's unfortunate, which means you have to like kind of pick and choose like what your area is. And then maybe you experience that sense of awe and interaction in a different area of your life. But you still need that feeling somehow. And if you choose journalism or if you choose content creation, you kind of have to sacrifice that sometimes, or a lot of the time. You're like, oh wait, like I could call my friend on Discord while I'm streaming, but then I don't get to talk about stuff off stream. And I have to choose like whether this moment, like which moment is going to be whether or not I do it publicly or whether I do it privately. And it's like I have to make that decision every single time. And it's really tough sometimes, especially like I can understand if you're getting offered thousands and thousands of dollars to go live, or way more than that for a lot of people, for some people, for a very small amount of people. If you're getting offered, especially if you're getting offered millions to go live, geez, if you're getting offered like thousands or even hundreds of dollars to go live, like you're always going to question, like, am I like being irresponsible by not streaming? Even when you're like at your fucking like brother's wedding or something like that, like, you're like, I could have done content today. I could have played Minecraft today and like actually made money. And like, well, you take the day off because it's important to you as a person, to your soul. Because how are you going to live with yourself? Like you chose to make money instead of like witnessing an actual real life event. Sometimes you're going to have to make sacrifices. Yeah. But like sometimes sacrifice is too much for a career. Sometimes like you don't want to miss the birth of your child. Right? How are you gonna like, you're never gonna experience that ever again. Especially like obviously with different children you will, but you're never gonna experience that again for the rest of your life if you have the birth of your child. I will definitely never experience it. I've already accepted that. Good riddance. I can't give birth. I can't get people pregnant. I have no balls. And I will have a vagina, but I will not have a womb. And for some people that's upsetting. It's dysphoria causing for some women, but for me it's not. For me, it's actually a liberation. It means I am in control of my body. I don't have to worry about accidentally getting pregnant. I don't have to worry about people harassing me because I chose to get an abortion. Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to deal with that part of being a woman. Doesn't make me less of a woman. There's other women who don't have to deal with that as well. 1 in 5 women can't get pregnant. Or if they do, it'll like cause damage to either them or themselves or the baby, which is no good in either situation, or both. Or they're actually like don't have eggs. And also postmenopausal women don't have eggs too, so it's a lot of women. But being able to give birth doesn't make you a woman. It doesn't make, I mean, it kind of makes being a woman like really kind of like trite. It's very like kind of like what's the word? I don't know. Trite's the right word, but it makes like being a woman like really like kind of surface level. You're making it like your ability to give offspring to a man is what defines your womanhood. It sounds a little weird to me. Like that is a part of being a woman. It's unfortunately it's something I will never actually get to experience of motherhood, and that's something I accepted. But some women have that forced upon them. They don't want to be mothers, but they're forced to be mothers. But they still enjoy it anyway because, you know, There's a lot of surprises that life has you, but that doesn't mean that like you should want, like, it doesn't mean that like, oh, well, if you aborted that baby, you would have never experienced that. Well, what about the life that that person would have had otherwise? Maybe would have eventually had children anyway. Maybe the same exact thing would have happened, or maybe something better, maybe even something worse, but you would have never known. But it's not up to you because that decision was made for that person. If you force someone to give birth, and also vice versa, if you force someone to abort, like if you force someone to abort, that's taking their choice out of the equation. So it's like, you know, forced abortion. There's one thing if it's medically necessary to save the host. I mean, at that point, why? Like, I don't know. It's like really, I mean, that was probably really insensitive language on my part, but at that point, like if it's gonna kill you, it's like you should almost maybe even think about it as like it's doing everyone a favor. Like you're not gonna die. Your baby's not gonna like have like some medical issues. You're also not gonna have to go through not being never knowing their mom, for example. Like exactly like you know kind of stuff like that. Obviously that's okay though. That's just how life is. Sometimes that happens. And it doesn't mean that that person's life is like shouldn't have happened or whatever. But it also doesn't mean that, you know, until something happens, it's just potential. Like a sperm and an egg is just potential. And if you don't have the means to raise that egg, it's irresponsible and actually cruel to force that on someone who is either unwilling, first of all, that alone, but unwilling and also incapable of even supporting themselves, let alone a child, like, you know, like a 13 or 14-year-old or 16-year-old even, or actually even like a 25-year-old or 35-year-old. If I had a kid, it'd throw my life into ruin. I'd probably have to put the kid up for adoption. But that's not going to happen because I can't give birth. I can't get people pregnant. So that means obviously safe sex is important, but it doesn't mean I can have all the sex I want without having to worry about that. But that means that I still have to want it, which is not all the time. I mean, I know that I like want to get into sex work and all that, but you have to understand, I actually like, even though I'm like extremely down bad all the time, I'm actually really, really freaking conservative. Not like conservative. Like I'm a little bit more reserved when it comes to like actually practicing sexuality, because I'm like, I have to be with somebody I can trust that it's not going to have like a disease or like, you know, hurt me in any way. It's really hard, especially with men, but women too, because women have hurt me too. So you know, manipulation, you know, from both sides, whether they're men or women. It's not unique to my experience with men and women. Like all these dating things, the only difference is in our own minds. Like we associate different things with women and men, and certain traits that we tend to see are more feminine. Men definitely have those, but they express them in different ways during like a relationship. If they're toxic, right? There's different levels of toxic, and they both stem from the same thing. It's just they don't want to lose you. They're jealous. They don't trust that I actually want to be with the person. And when you approach a relationship like that, it's like you're thinking about you and you're not thinking about, hey, like we're here together. Let's like live our life together, like that kind of stuff. You're always surprised there aren't more people in chat. Twitch, I got banned on Twitch, Gramdolph. I don't know. You missed that. I'm streaming on kick.com right now as well. On my very first stream, when I added kick.com to my restream list, I streamed like 16 hours. I didn't plan it, but I streamed 16 hours, and about 14 hours into the stream, I stupidly clicked on a deleted link that one of my moderators actually deleted, and I actually clicked on it and played it on stream, and it fucking got me banned indefinitely from Twitch. And I appealed, and they said no, and I can appeal again whenever that 60 days, you know, passes or whatever. But basically, unless I write like the world's best essay on how to, I mean, I guess I can really work on it. But like I need to basically write like the world's like award-winning, Nobel Prize-winning essay just to get unbanned from Twitch, because I have like three plus years of good behavior. Not only that, it was an accidental mistake. It was like I didn't purposely click on it. I mean, I did, but I didn't know what it was. and I know that I'm responsible for it, but like I literally didn't get banned from any other platform. I took action immediately. I deleted the VOD. I deleted the clip. Like I did every single effort to move on from it and not even like get like, you know, stun locked on it too much. But then I went back to Twitch and it was, you know, it was like, this account is indefinitely suspended for account violation. I'm like, what the fuck? Like literally after all that, they still banned me. Like after I made all that effort to like get rid of it. Like obviously nothing will change the fact that it played on stream. Like obviously that's terrible. Like I had to see it. Like that's terrible, and whoever was watching was seeing it. But there's barely anyone watching it. In fact, the only person watching it was probably the troll. So that person obviously saw it if they sent it. Which really makes me not want to know what other videos they watch. Honestly, makes me scared of that person. But either way, it really sucks. It's not terrible loss because either way, like Twitch, just like all my other streams, it's like a dead, it's a ghost town when I'm streaming. Because there's no discovery. Unfortunately, I'm hella good at clicking start streaming and just talking with my chat. But if there's barely anyone in chat, basically just gonna be rambling and no one's gonna care. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I just feel like I'm like secretly like under like worse than shadow banned. Like not banned, but like worse than shadow banned. Like there's some evil entity out there in the world that specifically is targeting me to make sure that I make absolutely zero growth ever anywhere. I know that's obviously really paranoid, but like that's what it feels like sometimes. I know I don't take it personally. I try not to. It's like when you see someone get like, who actually has less followers than me sometimes. Sometimes I see like other Twitter users, for example, like they'll tweet something and it gets like 10 retweets and they have like less followers than me or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? How is this person getting retweets? This person's like, their account created like 2 months ago. Like I've been on Twitter since like 2013 or something. Like when was my account created? Let's go look. Twitter.com/Rebecca Lauren. Joined July 2011. 18,000 tweets. No, 16.6 thousand tweets. I have 228 followers. Like I've been active on Twitter since probably 2020. I'm streaming on Twitter as well. It's had 4 views. My pinned comment has 1 retweet, 10 likes, 2 comments. Like what the fuck is going on? Something is wrong. Like how come there's absolutely zero like barely any fucking like exposure at all on any platform that I'm on? I don't know how to fix it. I need help. Like I need people to help. Like I need help. Like with actually getting my career started. Oh, but nobody's gonna help you with your career but you. Well, then I'm fucked because I'm relying on myself already and have been for years, and it hasn't yielded too much. It's yielded some really good things, but it hasn't yielded enough to get me out of the trailer park, which is what I need most. I just want to live my life and work with the world and meet people and have friends and meaningful relationships. I want to be seen as like, like I already am seen as this amazing, beautiful person, but like, come on, when can I feel like a person? And I know it's up to me, but I've been working on that in therapy for 3 years. And here's the simple fact. No amount of therapy, no amount of mental, like meditation, no amount of like personal discovery or whatever is going to change my material conditions. Okay? My material conditions are that of poverty and, American poverty, which is different, but it's still poverty. And serious lack of resources. Because you have resources to like help you survive, but you don't have resources to actually help you get out of poverty. You don't have like a manager to help you get work. You don't have someone to like, do work for you to get you work. Like, why should it be my job to also find work? That's one of my biggest deficits as an autistic person, is actually maneuvering around social situations. You're going to force me to do the most difficult thing that I have that gives me the most anxiety and the most pain. You're going to ask me to do that just to get a job instead of just like letting me do the work? Like, what do you want more? You want me to impress you, or do you want me to do the work? Like, what do you want? Do you actually want an employee, or do you want to just like be impressed? You want me to impress you? Fuck that. How about I just do the fucking work? You want an employee, right? I'll do the fucking best I fucking can, do the best fucking job I fucking can. But don't ask me to work with somebody who votes for Trump. Okay, like that's not something I can handle. I'm a trans person. Do you understand? I'm not going to work with somebody who hates trans people, who wants to see me dead. Don't tell me that I'm overacting if oh, you're being too trans in the workplace. Like what? Like I'm just existing. Like, oh, like we can't have customers seeing you because you're offending them, or people do that. People are like that, by the way. I haven't had direct experience with that. I've had some kind of passive aggressive experience with that, but like no actual like overt like, yeah, we can't have a trans person working here, like because all of our customers are Christian. Like, okay, I want to get new customers. Maybe you should stop catering to people who are going to get upset by the fact that you have a transgender worker. Maybe we should focus on that part instead of the part of punishing trans people for existing. Maybe you should punish people for being fucking assholes and for not including us in all the fucking reindeer games. So I'm just like in a really fucking shitty mood. I'm trying to get out of it. It's just, I can't even play video games. I'm just like, feel so shitty. Just like I've been like grinding my life for 35 years. 3 days ago, I turned 35. I guess it's like kind of like a midlife crisis kind of thing. Not a crisis, but like, just like, turning 35, it like just makes me think that like time's running out, even though I'm super fucking young. I literally live another 35 years and I'll still like, especially with modern medicine as it advances, especially with how much I am disciplined about taking care of my health as a diabetic and as a trans person who is a little bit more at risk because of medication and surgeries. It's really important to me to stay in shape. I'm probably going to be, assuming like I don't die from any other like accidents or whatever, probably going to still be kicking like pretty hard at 70. With the way that medicine is moving, modern technology and modern medicine and our knowledge of how to take care of the human body, it's just going to get better and better as time goes on. And as long as you're disciplined and avoid things that are going to harm you, like cigarettes, for example, like this is going to fucking destroy your body. And even marijuana, I know people don't want to admit it, but this vape pen, like this thing over time can really cause some harm. Okay? Yeah, anyway, I was just kind of worked up and I just kind of need to get all that off my chest somewhere where where I'm not going to get banned off of Discord or something else. Like, like I just needed to like kind of talk about it. Because I know I talk about it a lot on stream and it might come across as complaining. It might come across as just me making excuses for my lack of creativity or my lack of talent or my lack of skill or my lack of ability to commit to actually improving at a skill. Because one thing, I'm actually extremely tenacious. That's my superpower. If someone tells me to do something and it's something that I really want to do and improve at, I will do it forever. I mean, I do eventually burn out if there's no real progress after like years. But still, I still continue to show up and fight. Like the fact that I'm even still here live streaming after over 3 years as a part of my day. Like it's a part of my day. Like it's not even a part of my career. It's just a part of my day. Like I just need to sometimes, especially like randomly, I like the option that I can just open up OBS, set up my mic at least, and just talk to the void and just work out some thoughts and like maybe get it out there. Maybe I'll listen later and kind of hear it from a different perspective, which is actually what I do a lot. I'll look at clips and VODs. I'll like kind of go through VODs like a little bit sometimes and try to find like something that I said like a year ago or something like that and be like, holy shit, like I said that. Like, why am I not listening to it? Like, it's really perfect. Like, sometimes it's like, wow, I really needed to hear that right now. It's like, it just so happens to time that way. Like, it's great. I love streaming. It's a huge part of my life. It's a huge part of my day. But like everything else I do, it requires discipline and work. Like, I mean, even this does. But like, as far as I'm concerned, I can frickin' stream in my frickin' pajamas like I am right now. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't even need webcam. I could just turn on the stream, do microphone. Hell, I could even just start the stream and just like kind of just sit here until people show up and chat. And then maybe I'll feel a little bit more like talking, but like sometimes I just kind of like going live just for the potentiality that anything could literally happen. Someone could literally show up and just gift me like $1 million. Obviously, I'm not expecting that, and that's most likely not going to happen. Like 99.9999999, like a million nines and then an 8% chance that it's not going to happen. But at least at least I tried. At least I clicked start. I didn't just say like, oh no, I'm not ready to click start. Oh no, like it's going to take a long time anyway. May as well fucking get started. You can't finish if you don't start. So there's that. At least I don't have that problem. I got that out of the way. But now I'm in the next problem where now that I'm here, I actually have to be effective, right? I actually have to like entertain people. I have to actually get myself out there. I have to actually make videos. I have to actually edit those videos. I have to actually market those videos. And it's like I'm trying so hard, but I seem to like just be so unpopular that it's like not going to happen. But the thing is I'm unpopular until I'm not. Because I have people here like Gramdolph, for example. Gramdolph just came in. Surprised there aren't more people in chat. Maybe there are more on Twitch. Like, Gramdolph's been here for like at least a year. I don't know how long. I have members in every single one of my platforms. They, as soon as they discovered me, they gave me a chance and they stuck around. And so I know, proof of concept, if people give me a chance, I succeed. But if people don't give me a chance, I don't stand a chance. Do you understand? Because I'm autistic. I try my best to work around that. But like over time, it's like this fucking giant leech that's sucking your soul out of your brain. Every single day, trying to organize my thoughts about how the world works around me and how the social secret handshakes work. Like, oh shit, like did I accidentally smile when I was supposed to not smile? Are they gonna get the wrong idea because I smiled? Was I supposed to not smile? Was I supposed to cry? Was I supposed to laugh? Was I not supposed to laugh? Was I supposed to be angry? Like there's always these questions every single human interaction I have. And it's not so bad if it's really casual or if it's like a stranger, it has no real life, real world repercussions. I just kind of ignore it. I'm like, whatever, I don't need to deal with that. I'm just not going to put the mental energy into that. But if it's something like, I need to go through this giant barrier to get employment. And you see that if you're like, if this requires level 50 and you're level 3, you're never going to do enough damage. Every single hit's going to do 0 damage, or you're going to miss. If you're going to relate it to Final Fantasy XI. If there's a giant barrier keeping you from success, and you are unequipped, underleveled, and underskilled, how are you possibly going to break that barrier? Without help. Without someone else who's going to say, hey, look, I can break that barrier for you. Or I can weaken it for you. Or I can, help you pass that barrier so you don't have to get through it. Maybe someone could give me some fucking work so I can work for a living. And so I found streaming and I was like, wow, I can actually work. No one's going to tell me no. And then Twitch bans me because of some bullshit, but like you start streaming and you're like, wow, I can actually do this. I can actually click start streaming. I can actually talk to a camera. And then there's like, it's so diluted that there's like no chance to get any discovery whatsoever. And if you do, very little chance that you're going to get any financial success from it. And then I found camming and I'm like, whoa, I made $300 my first weekend. That's more than I made in like, at that point, 2.5 years of streaming. Like I made $300 my first weekend and I just started I literally just created, like, got approved on that account, on that cam site. Like, literally $300 my first weekend. And so I was like, wow, here's something that uses those same skills, but it actually makes money. And so I started doing that, and it's good, and it's growing. But like I said, I have a 5-year plan. That's because I understand that I'm being realistic, because it's very unlikely for that to succeed in a quick time span. And if it does succeed, it's also very unlikely that it's gonna hit a plateau at a certain point unless I do a certain couple other things, which I'm trying to do as well, because I'm trying to upgrade my career. I don't want to just be a cam girl. I don't want to just be an OnlyFans girl. I also want to go do professional work and collaborate with other people and other creators. Like, I want to create. Like, I want to actually work together. I like people. I don't like content. I like people. And working with people to make content is more important to me than content. Do you understand? Like, the content doesn't matter. It does to the people who love the content, because I love my content that I watch. I watch, like, like Marvel movies and DC movies and shit like that. Like, I have the content I like, but I also want to make that kind of content too. Like, I want to write. I want to write screenplays. Like, I want to, like, be a part of that. I want to work with other writers. I want to be a part of that writer's room where I'm like, we're spitballing ideas, and then I actually do the writing, and we get it through. We brainstorm through the scene. We say, like, oh, maybe if we, maybe the pacing's too bad, and like maybe we can skip and we can discuss that and actually, like, get something together. But if it's just me, I don't have that discussion. I don't have that person giving me that objective, well, slightly objective, because everyone's has their own biases, but it's a more objective approach if you have somebody to actually, like, say, like, hey, like, actually work with you, where you're not just by yourself, you're in a team, you have a partner, you have a team. And then so this person, it's not that they're doing the work for you, it's that you are filling in the gaps that the other person has. And I need someone to fill in my gaps. And when I saw Kick.com start and what Trainwrecks promised, I know that I'm not going, I learned how to look at stuff like that and not get my hopes up. But do you understand that is like, when someone promises that, like, we are going to help with discovery, we are going to help with monetization, we are going to treat our creators well. And so far they have, and I feel really appreciated. In fact, they're even, like, automatically changing the category when I'm doing the wrong thing on accident. Like, if I forget to change the category. That's something Twitch never did. So there's literally people changing the category. And I'm like, oh shit, they added a Final Fantasy XI category because of me. Like, I'm actually, like, helping adding a category to the platform. It was probably already automatically in the system, but it probably just didn't add until someone started playing it, and it took a while for I put it in the title, so maybe it helped, but, like, the algorithm probably found it. Either that, or there's actually someone personally, like, policing my chat. Like, there's a staff member watching my stream right now, but, like, I don't know that, and I don't have no clue what the fuck all is going on. I just basically am scared to death that the world is going to kill me. And every single day I wake up, I'm afraid to go outside because there might be some mass shooting or even just like going outside to deal with the world as it is in a normal situation is hard for me. Because of the way people treat you if it's a very, like, if they want something from you. And if you need something from them, like money, like for, like, you know, an employer, for example, they're going to have a way that they do things. And if you can't, it's one thing I can, if I can accommodate them, I will. I'm like, okay, sure, that's no problem. But if it's something I know I can't do because from experience and from like, no matter how hard I try, I can't fix certain things. If someone is going to force me to face that on a regular basis for employment, and if I don't do it, I lose employment, I can't have that job. It's not going to happen. At some point, I'm going to collapse. And they're going to be like, well, you know, you started out really well. You're doing really well for like the first year. Like you showed up every day on time. You did a really good work. You were an integral part of the team. You came up with creative solutions. You treated everyone nicely. You're very kind and easy to work with. Like, you know, like, you know, I do have my faults too. Like I talk too much sometimes, as you guys may know. Or some, like, but if somebody asks me to do something that I know is a problem for me, something that goes against my entire fiber of my being, like if somebody wants me to like, I don't know, like if somebody wants me to like buy like Donald Trump's book or something, like I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to support Donald Trump. Like, why would I support Donald Trump? I barely even support the people that actually fight for me. Like I try financial. I don't have the financial capability to donate to the Biden administration because I know that they, you know, they always have a campaign going. And I get those emails. But it's like I don't have the financial ability to really just throw money at that. But I do know that money wins. Life is pay to win. If you have money, you can basically get whatever the fuck you want, depending on how much money you have. Like, obviously within reason. But, like, if you have money, like, those things aren't a problem. You don't have to worry about, like, not being able to pay rent. Or not being able to drive somewhere or go on a trip if you need a mental vacation because you need to go on vacation because you've been working too hard to pay for the bills and you can't even take a mental break, and so you end up breaking down. After a year, I'm basically broken at a job. Like, I'm, like, unable to even show up sometimes. I'm like, I can't go to work today. And suddenly this starts. It kind of gradually gets there, but, like, it basically, like, I'll do great for, like, a long time. Then suddenly everything just goes to shit. And it's because they keep forcing me to do things that are causing me harm. They're asking me to do things when I need a quiet space to go regather my thoughts and be away from people every now and then. I can't deal with some annoying customer. I can deal with the limited transaction, but after that, I need to go on break, or I need to go do something else, or I need to go home. But they're like, you have to deal with the next customer, and then you have to deal with the next customer, and the next customer, and the next customer. And then 8 hours go by, and you're shift, and I get home, and I'm like, fuck, like my whole fucking body is drained. My whole soul is drained. I can't possibly do anything, and then I'm stuck working a minimum wage job for the rest of my life. And I can't do that to begin with. Let alone, like, actually do it. Like, actually maintain it. Like, it's gotten to the point where even getting a job just makes me feel so exhausted and angry and tired and scared that, like, I barely even talk about it. But now it's like, because in my line of work, like I'm trying to do adult work and stuff. Hey, Gramdolph, thank you. You know, like I have to actually go out and like put myself out. Hey, Mikachu, I love you. Thank you for being here. Oh, you got a new avatar. It's like a whale. It's a whale. That's really nice. I don't know what I was talking about. I got distracted because you showed up. um, about work. Yeah, it's like, in order, like, it's the same thing. It's just a different type of work. It's still work, and it still forces me to go through things that are going to, like, the work itself, like, I would love to do. I want to do. I'm actively begging the world to give me adult work. I want to do that. I want to be that. It's important to me. It's a part of my soul. You understand? Like, I have such a fucking active fucking sex drive. So fucking down bad all the time. I need spank bank. Do you understand? So I need to create that spank bank by doing adult work. You understand? Like, this isn't about money. like I need to do it because I need it. Do you understand? Like, I need it. Like, I need people to, like, watch me while I do it. You understand? Like that is what does it for me. Because it's that sense of power, right? That sense of, like, being appreciated, being loved. I know it's, like, maybe a little petty, maybe a little vanity. I don't know. I think I need it. Because my whole life I've been, like, bullied, called ugly, told that I'll never succeed in life, told that I'll, like, never be happy, that I'll never find love, that no one will ever be attracted to me. And so when I go online and do my sex work, people actually care about me. They actually, like, are coming to me, like, literally. And it makes me feel appreciated. And I know it might be a little pathetic that I need that I need someone to actually appreciate me. But I need it. And it's not just about money. But you need money to survive. And so if I'm going to be doing something that earns money, I may as well put two and two together and actually do that for a living. But I need to make certain things happen first. There's certain little side quests that I got to do. I got to actually push to make these things happen. Auditions, marketing, promotion, like networking. Wait, it's not what? I don't know what you're... sometimes I don't know what people are replying to. You said it's not Rebecca and then a heart. I'm not sure what you were responding to. It's okay if you don't remember. I'm just kind of making a conversation, I guess. It's not pathetic. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just, it makes sense, right? Like, if I need something to feel good about myself and it makes me money and you need money to survive, that makes sense. But how do I actually make it happen? Club Baby Veal by But I think some people don't really understand why people do sex work. Like, it's not just about money. It sometimes might be. If those people can somehow find work even though they don't want to do it, they just want to do it for money. I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, go get your bag, if that's what if you want to do, even if it's not something you want to do. But, like, I want to do this. Like, it's not even about, like I said, it's not about money. I just want to have that experience of making that kind of art. And it is art, by the way. It's not the same as actual sex. It's like, it's a performance. And I like that. It brings everything about me, that who I am, into something that gives me actual pleasure. Do you understand? Like, even if I don't experience pleasure at the moment, as long as I'm willing to do it and it's not causing me pain or whatever, just knowing I have it in my brain, spank bank. Like I said, like, it's adding to the spank bank. So I can remember that moment later and be like, oh yeah. And especially when I watch it later, because I remember, like, what it felt like when it happened. Do you understand? Like, that it's this infinite loop of spank bank. I have, like, an addiction to, and it's not even an addiction. I think it's an autism thing. It's a self-soothing activity that I learned from a young age as a survival ability, that I started experimenting with my body from a young age, and I never felt satiated. I constantly had to always be upping the ante. think it's good for you, then yeah, exactly. I mean, especially myself, Mikachu. Like that's actually like one of the people who thought that it was bad. And then when I started doing it, I realized it's good for me. I mean, if it was bad for me, maybe I still would do it just because money, but like, it's good for me because like I need that validation. Like I need to know that people are willing to actually talk to me. So that's why, you know, like you talking to me at all, the fact that I'm not just talking to an empty room, but like multiply that, but for like a more raw sexual thing. And that's what it's like when I get those 100 people watching me. Do you understand? Like I have 100 people watching me and they're all doing one thing. And if they're typing, they're doing it with one hand, if you know what I mean. And it's kind of it makes me feel like really like damn, like there's like a whole fucking like auditorium full of people watching me and like actively enjoying it. And that makes me feel like I did that. Like I that wasn't an accident. They're not just being charitable. They actually bought what I have to offer. And I need to learn how to accept that. And until I can learn how to accept that, I can never fully love myself. And so I've been on a journey to try to actually accept that I am worth, that I am worth, like that I'm worthy, that I'm actually deserve things that make me happy. Do you understand? Like, for the longest time in my life, I've never felt like I've deserved anything that makes me happy. I've always felt like, oh, it's just somebody giving it to me out of the kindness of their heart, or that I got lucky, or that like someone just happened to help me. It's never like, hey, Rebecca, you fucking are a badass and you fucking made that happen. And when I started my gender medical journey, like, I realized that I know that I got help from doctors, obviously, but that wouldn't have happened if I didn't stick with it and make it happen, because I know I need it to survive. Once you know you need something to survive, nothing can stop you, ever. And I mean ever. Once you know that you need it to survive. But you need to know it first, and that takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of personal work. Nobody can do it for you. It's not pay to win. That's the only thing that's not pay to win in life, by the way. But it kind of is, though. Like, if you have money, you can, like, hire therapists. You can hire counselors. Like, you can hire coaches. You can get, like, the best, highest quality food for your diet. You can, like, go places and meet people. You can travel. Oh, I'm glad I helped you dodge depression, Mikachu. But, you know, like, just like I said, like, you know, but you did that. I didn't do that. Like, you did that. But I'm glad that I was here for it. And that I was maybe the match that started the flame that you already fueled. You're the fuel. I just maybe, like, on accident, triggered something that helped you. And I'm glad that I did that, because I'm glad that you're here and you're doing okay. I'm glad to see you again. I really missed seeing you. Oh. But that's why I know it's like I'm missing something. I'm not missing that. And that's the most important part, though. Because you can't fake that. It's not pay to win. Like, you either have it or you don't. And I have it. I have the spark. You see? Like, I have the spark. And it's been in me my entire life. I've had this spark where I just need something bigger. I need something more. I need to be bigger. I need more. I need to be more a part of how things. I need more options. I need more knowledge. I need more, like, I just need more. I know it might be selfish, but like, I can't settle for things that I can't even physically capably do. Like, like, the school system failed me. Show up, behave. That was the number one problem I had. Is I couldn't raise my hand for the longest time. I just like blurred out the answer because I already knew it. I was like, I know it. Eventually, and then the teachers like stopped calling on me. Like, we want to give the other students a chance. And I know that that's kind of innocent. Like, the intention is not like nefarious or anything. But that made me feel like, oh, well, what's the point of knowing anything if I'm just not going to be able to be credited for it? Like, that's what it made me feel. And then eventually I just stopped trying at school, and I ended up dropping out in high school. And I got my GED 10 years later. I worked for it. It was easy. Like, obviously, I just had to show up and do it. Like, I literally didn't study for it. I literally just showed up and did it because I've already taken so much algebra. I've written so many fucking paragraphs. I know how to fucking write a 5-paragraph essay or whatever the fuck they had me write. Like, in a fucking, like, one sitting session with no editing. Like, I could just write it out. Like I could just write out a fucking essay because it was so short. And the prompt was so vague. I could just write it out in fucking, like, 10 minutes or whatever. And I got, like, honors, like, in every single subject. I think I did miss one on science, though. I think I messed something up. There was some very specific knowledge. Like, I didn't know about biology or something like that. But I got, like, honors on everything else. Like, history, math, English, all that kind of stuff, for GED. But either way, it's just, it's just, I kind of downplay it. I'm like, it's just a GED. Like, I already knew all this stuff, like, in middle school, basically. Like, I was already ready to graduate. Like, I don't know. It's like, I knew a lot. I worked really hard, and it came naturally to me. If I read something in a book, I can just, like, work through it and learn it. And then it's over. Once I learn it, it's automatic. Like, it's just there. I just pull it. It's like an item in a chest. Like, in a video game, you have an item, you can just use the item. But if it takes, like, a long time to get the item, that's the thing. But once you get the item, you don't need to do anything anymore. And that's kind of how I work. I grind until I don't need to grind as much. Or, basically, I grind until I reach a moment where I can just stop. And leave it there and let it just continue doing its thing. And then I can do that again. And it's just like on the social media business, like, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to create evergreen content that's going to continually generate clout, generate views, which is going to generate ad revenue. You could get sponsors because you have views. Like, there's all sorts of stuff you can do. But it's just like, I need some help making that happen because I can't seem to do it on my own. This is why I dropped out of high school. You understand? It's like doing high school projects. But luckily, I don't have like a hard time limit. Like, oh, you have 2 weeks to do a project. And then I spend the whole 2 weeks playing video games mentally preparing for the project. And I'm ready to do the project, but then they don't give me enough time. They say you have to do it in 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, I need, like, longer. Because I need to mentally process what the project is, and then I need to, like, get everything together. I need to research, and then I need to, like, actually do the work. And then I say, like, oh, do it faster. I'm like, I can't do it faster, but I can do it, and I can do it better than anyone else in the classroom, so why are you putting me under a pressure? Right? That's kind of what I felt with, that's kind of what I dealt with in school. I mean, I'm just kind of realizing, putting it into words right now. Like, this is actually kind of new territory for me right now. Not really, but, like, that's kind of what happened. I was like, why are we going over this material? We went over it all week last week. Like, we did homework already. Why are we doing more? Like, why are we still working on this same concept? Like why aren't we moving on? And it's because, like, they had to babysit all the people who didn't want to do any work at all to learn. They just wanted to memorize the answers and, like, all those kind of people, because that, unfortunately, that's how the world works. And they didn't fucking tell you that. They just said you have to be knowledgeable. You have to learn. And I learned instead of actually getting work, instead of actually making money. It's a fucking scam. Money is what matters, not learning. Like, you can learn for the rest of your fucking life, not make a single fucking dime. You can know every single fucking, like, ancient history back through Egypt, 20,000 BC or whatever the fucking BC, like, you know, like, you could fucking know everything. You could be the most intelligent person in the fucking planet, but if you don't, but that doesn't matter if you can't make money. Do you understand? And then I study how to make money and I can't seem to do it right. It's like I said, like some things I just have I have these giant fucking like advanced understandings of certain things that a lot of people will spend like decades trying to do to like try, like, you know, but I can just like get it. And it's not that I'm not saying I'm good at things. What I'm saying is like, I just get it. I know the path forward. I know what I need to do once I get there. Like, I have to actually like read a bit or learn a bit, like listen, or actually get some coaching or whatever. But for some reason, when it comes to business, I just can't seem to get it right. I can't seem to make money, which is the most important thing you need in this world to survive. Like, I can do everything else, it seems. I can do all the things that people will spend lifetimes trying to achieve. Like being able to comprehend concepts, being able to understand why people do certain things, why, like, what motivates people. Like understanding like really deep concepts that most people are like, huh? What are you talking about? And they'll fucking make money. These people might even be millionaires sometimes. They have no fucking clue how to do like the actual inward spiritual journey. They have no fucking clue. And I'm not trying to be like angry about it or whatever. What I'm trying to say is that like these people control the economy. And it's all the people like me who actually want to better myself and make the world a better place and improve, like continually improve myself. It's people like me who end up getting crushed by the people who know how to make money. And so I need someone who knows how to make money to help me. Someone to actually like do the things that I can't seem to do. Do marketing for me, edit videos or photos, do all the social media stuff because it's so fucking exhausting trying to do it myself. I've been fucking glued to social media for the past 3 years, trying to make it work and failing again and again and again to get any new followers. Really, like it trickles in, but the quality of followers is good. You know, because the people they come in, obviously the new followers, like they're here because they actually truly believe in me. And so that's what like really matters to me is I understand that, and that's what makes me keep going, because if I didn't have that, then I probably would have quit a long time ago. Luckily I didn't. 'Cause I don't want to quit on my life. I only get one life and I have to work on it. It requires work to stay alive. Okay, like you need to work and you need to earn money. It's an active process. And so I've showed up to the plate and I continue to show up to the plate every day. I have not given up on myself yet. And I do not plan on it. Okay, I'm going to continually grinding myself to be the best version of myself I fucking possibly can. Oh, thank you, Mikachu. No. That person got clapped. Yeah, none of that here. We aren't that kind of place. Thanks for the follow, Pipo Salami and Meme Man 1984. Thanks for the host. I actually just now saw that. Against white race and love. I forgot to. I didn't. Sometimes I don't know how to ban people on DLive. You're supposed to hear the music? No, I had it muted because I was talking. Kind of needed to be serious for a bit. Ah, it's a dancing like potato or something. I'm gonna delete it though. No, I can't. Ban the sticker. I'm gonna ban the sticker though. That's a little bit too flashy for my tastes. Yeah, welcome. I'm a little bit in a shitty mood, but I'm trying to get through it anyway. My name is Rebecca Lauren. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm live on multiple websites. Don't you dare delete it. I'm sorry, people salami. It's too... What if people have, like epilepsy? You gotta think about other people salami, sometimes. People salami, sometimes you need to think about others. There might be people with medical conditions, and that a sticker like that might set that off. It will be fine. Well, I don't want it. I banned it. Tough salami, people salami. You have to deal with it. This is not a democracy. Okay. Kiss my fingers, my rings. No, I'm queen here. You understand? They will just wiggle with it. Oh god, I'm gonna time you out a little bit. Maybe take a little bit of sensitivity training, people. People salami. That's a little bit too edgy of a joke. Come on. People have actual medical conditions. In fact, I know somebody who has a seizure-related illness. It's really serious. I know it's kind of fun sometimes to laugh at like edgy things for like a split second, but then you realize, oh shit, there's like actual real people involved. And then it kind of like, blue. And it's like, it's okay to laugh. It's not like people are angry that you're laughing. It's like, are you going to continue to laugh at that point? It would make you feel like an asshole, right? Like, once you feel that drop, it would be kind of a bullshit thing to like, then go up, like, double down on the edge, you know, like, come on. I mean, if you're a comedian and that's your whole shtick, then whatever. Good luck with that. That's not what I'm aiming for. I want to make, like, I don't know. It's like, it's hard to make actual comedy. And it's something I want to work on. But it's like, comedy that doesn't rely on, like, people's, like, racial and sexual orientation related or gender related biases. If you just, like, say, like, oh yeah, look at trans people, they're so fucking weird, and then everyone laughs, do you really want that audience? Like is that a good audience to have? If everybody thinks that, like, laughs at your jokes just because you're making fun of trans people, that's your only material? And not only that, like, even if there was material, like, there is stuff to, like, you know, I don't know, it's like being trans, like, I don't know, I think it's just like, there might be stuff to joke about, but I just feel like it's just not one of those things you joke about. Like, it's a very serious, involved, year-long journey that people go through, facing social discrimination, going through, like, you know, sometimes, in some cases, like mine, year-long waits, like, multiple year-long waits for surgeries that we know we need yesterday. Some people even, like, a decade just to get on hormones, and by then it's too late. They couldn't get on blockers because, like, some bullshit politician was like, yeah, we're not going to allow approved medical treatments. The government's just going to decide that. We're going to vote for that. Like, fuck that. What the fuck are you doing? Why are our taxpayers making an entire demographic of people's lives miserable? Why is that what we should be spending our money on? Because people want to use Twitter and just say racist and transphobic things? Why are you so glued to that? Why do you want to do that? Why is that so important to you, your so-called freedom of speech? Why is that so important to you that you'll double down to hell and back and back again just so you can say it, instead of just realizing that there's a human being involved in that fucking really edgy racial joke that you're saying. And by continuing to double down on it and laugh at it and just get angry that you can't say it on Twitter because you'll get banned, and then only seeing that, why don't you, like, look at the humans involved and, like, the actual life that we live. It's not that you, like, obviously I'm not going to fucking try to cancel you because you say an edgy joke, but if you continue to go double down on it and not make any effort at all to even understand the sensitivity of the subject that you're making jokes about, if you're going to be a comedian, you have a responsibility to actually know what you're making fun of. And, like, you know, you're not a human being. I am not wrong at every level. Your name is literally not C. I don't trust a word you say. Man, I mean, it's just like literally people just want to say shit like that because they think freedom of speech. Oh, it's their belief, it's their opinion, and it's like, yeah, obviously we know already that you hate trans people. That's not what we're talking about. We're not trying to convince you. We're trying to convince you that, like, it's not about the fact that you're saying it. It's what you're saying. And it's like, oh, but why can't I have that opinion? Because if people are going to feel scared of you to even be around you because you harass trans people, and you're trans, and you want to be around this person, and you expect me to just accept that, I'm going to use my free speech to say fuck you and not deal with you because you're an asshole. If you just want to just say something because you care so much about free speech, you don't care about the people that you're actually using that speech to harm. Do you understand? You're causing harm, and you don't realize or even understand that you are causing harm. You are causing harm to an entire demographic of people by creating an environment where it seems like it's okay to just, like, completely dismiss everything that trans people go through and, like, just make fun of it and like denounce every single, like, amount of medical evidence that we have that our treatment is safe and effective. So I don't know, it's just like, it's, you know who Chicken Andy is? No. Hey, Red Rum, welcome back. Just kind of, like, getting a lot of stuff off my chest and just kind of, like, thinking a lot. Trying to get myself focused. Trying to think about what I can do to move my life forward more. Just kind of, feeling a bit upset. I'm really trying to work through it. I mean, I'm trying to work through it for a very long time. And I know it's like, obviously, I'm still in it. This is my year. Things are really, like, going to change a lot this year. 2 surgeries. Facial surgery and bottom surgery. I'm going to look like an absolute wreck. But then I'm going to, look and feel beautiful like myself. And, there's still more to life than that. That's not the only thing that's a one part of my life. And it's the most uplifting and beautiful part of my life. But also, it's also insignificant compared to the rest of my life. If you really think about it, like, me being trans should just be like, at some point, I have to consider myself transitioned, right? Shouldn't just be transitioning. Like, my goal is not to be a woman in transition. My goal is to just live my life, right? So it's like, at some point, I have to, like, kind of move on from the transition, and that's after my surgeries. And, like, but I'm kind of scared because, then I have to get back to reality, basically. I mean, I know this is reality. I put, like, almost like 100% of my attention on all this medical stuff the past 3 years, almost 4 years now. I put like 100% of my attention and energy into it, my emotional, my psychological energy, like just gearing up for this change in my body that I need. And it's going to happen. And then it's like, well, now what? Like I've devoted the last 4 years of my life almost to getting towards this goal that needs to happen. And then it's going to happen. And then I'm like, okay, well, now I don't have any excuses. And then if I continue to fail at that point, well, I should do fine. I'm already doing fine, actually. I'm actually doing pretty well considering all the things that are against me. It's been about 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know. I might just want to take a break from the game today for now. I might be back later to play. I just don't feel like playing right now. I kind of feel like just sitting, just turning off, like, I just want to, like, lie down in bed, turn off my computer. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for support. And, I mean, I can stick around, Mikachu. It's just I'm getting to the point. I'm getting a little tired. A little bit of excitement on D Live, but obviously you get like a raid. Well, thank you for the raid, from Meme Man 1984. Thank you so much for hosting with 9 viewers. But then of course once you get a little bit more viewers, then all the like weirdos come out of the woodwork. It's not the raider's fault. I'm not going to blame the raider unless the raider does something weird. Then I might even report them. But like if the raider like organized a hate raid, that's like kind of weird. By the way, I usually don't like bother with stuff like that. It's not worth my mental energy. It's not really going to do anything. It's usually just going to make me upset, and it's going to make a moderator have to like do something. When it's like, I just move the fuck on. Like if somebody says something weird in chat, I just fucking delete it and move on. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to try to enjoy the day. I'm actually doing okay. I do better now that I talk to you for a bit. And talk to other viewers and talk to some weirdos for a second too. Hey, the weirdos have a place. I wish you guys wouldn't be weirdos. Why do you want to be weirdos? Are you okay? Like, come on. Like, why don't you want to just like have a normal, decent human experience? Why do you want to be miserable? It's gonna start with some. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're one of those people that like goes and like harasses and trolls people, the secret to like having a better life, because I know you're upset, you want to just like inflict that hate on everyone. The goal is to not think about other people. The goal is to think about yourself. And you're going to want to have to start thinking about like, what is this really doing with your life? Like if you go on YouTube and leave like really shitty comments to people, what is that adding to your life? And what is it taking away? Like what you had a chance to just not say anything. And then maybe even think a little bit about why you wanted to make that comment. And like, hey, like I'm actually like, why did I want to make a comment like that? Like, what's wrong with me? Why am I so angry at trans people? Why am I so mean to trans people? Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, why are you doing this? Why do you want us to suffer? Why do you want to be the villain? Maybe you do want to be the villain, but like, like why? Like what do you have to gain from that? Like, what is that doing for your soul? What is that doing with your relationship with God? I was, the reason I'm like kind of upset and I kind of wanted to say something about it is, I guess there's like another like Catholic diocese, like for like Catholic schools. they're making it against the law, or against the Catholic law, or they're making it against the rule for anyone to go through hormone blockers, to use their to use their pronouns, or to let them use facilities for their gender identity. And then all that does is alienate these people and make them feel like there's something wrong with them. And even Catholics are complaining about it. We're getting to the point where once you start harming your own people, you have to really ask yourself if it was ever correct. Once you're starting to harm your own church, really? You know that there's Catholic people who are trans, right? You know that there's people in your church, in your family, in your community who are trans, and you're gonna like go on Twitter and talk shit about trans people all day, and then these people are expected to just look at your face every day and accept it and just work with you, and then you're gonna complain when you get fired because your manager's like, hey, like that behavior is not representing of our company values or whatever. Hey, HP Lovecrafts, and then these people get so angry, instead of actually looking about why they get fired, they double down and like, oh, this PC woke culture. Like, dude, stop. You're getting angry over something that you shouldn't be getting angry about. There's somebody's trying to tell you that your behavior is not okay, and instead of actually accepting it, you're like doubling down on like how other people are weak or soy or, you know, like whatever the fuck people call it. And HP Lovecraft's cat. Meow. But it's like, stop. Like, what are you doing? What if you're trans? What would you do then? Are you just going to hate yourself? Or are you just going to like hide it? Are you going to just be miserable with your life for the rest of your life because you don't want to back down on your quote unquote values? Your values can change if they're wrong. Trans people exist. Trans people live, and we have beautiful lives that should be, you know, like celebrated and should be seen as like a part of the community and like a member of society. You know H.P. Lovecraft's cat name? I actually don't know. Beelzebub? I don't know. It's just like, I think I'm never gonna lose that spark. But showing up to try to use that spark and actually like start something is what makes things, is the thing that drives me down. Makes me feel so exhausted. It makes me feel defeated. When I can't seem to use this giant fucking beautiful amazing spark inside of me, it's like I don't have anything to spark. I don't have any Tinder. I don't have any Tinder, right? Yeah, I'll see you next time, Mikachu. Love you. And I actually like, I would love to talk more. I'm just getting a little tired. I'm getting a little worked up. I think I need to kind of just lie down and just kind of just like kind of meditate for a bit. You know, I do have this vape pen for a reason. I'm like slowly weaning myself off of it. It's about like halfway gone anyway, so then I'm gonna be completely off of it. Oh, fuck you, man. The weirdos, I tell you, always makes me laugh. It is a bit annoying. Is that what you want? You just want to annoy people? You just want to go to people and just poke their head? Poke, 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 LOL, LOL, LOL. Like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing to yourself? Not what are you doing to the other people? What are you doing to yourself? By going around the internet just harassing trans people, harassing gay people, harassing black people. What is wrong with you? If your so-called white race is so superior, why are you acting like a fucking, like, weirdo? Why are you acting like a fucking cuck? You're acting like a soy bitch. Anytime somebody, like, quote-unquote cancels you, these conservatives, they start crying. They're little fucking soy bitches. I'm sorry. Little soy bitches can't deal with the fact that trans people exist. Fucking little dumbasses, little weaklings. Anyway, I'll see you later. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe.